Hey, everybody, and welcome to a deep dive,
Yeah.
into a story that people have been using as like a blueprint for change for centuries.
Hmm.
We're going to be looking at the Israelites crossing the Jordan River
Right.
from the book of Joshua.
Yeah.
You know that moment when they finally, escape from the wilderness after 40 years
Yeah.
and get ready to enter the promised land?
They're ready.
But there's this raging river in their way.
Always something.
It's overflowing. It's harvest time. This is not like some little creek.
No, it's not a little cream.
This is a major
It's
obstacle.
huge.
Have you ever felt like that in your own life?
I think we all have at some point,
Like
right?
a big career change or a personal goal that you're going after, and it feels like there's a flood between you and what you want.
For sure.
Well, this story is packed with insights on how to handle any big transition.
That's right.
So to set the stage, the Israelites have been wandering for 40 years.
40 years. That's a long time.
Can you imagine wandering for 40 years?
No.
Like they were so close to their goal.
Yeah.
But this raging river was like this real test of their faith
It was a test.
and their ability to move forward.
Yeah.
So picture this, they're at the edge of the river ready to cross, and the first thing Joshua tells them is to sanctify themselves.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear sanctify, I think of something religious.
Yeah, something very ritualistic.
Right. But I have a feeling that it goes a little deeper than that.
Right.
So what's the real significance here?
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about rituals. It's about mental and spiritual preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine you're about to build a house.
Okay.
You wouldn't just start laying bricks without making sure you know that the ground is level, the
Right.
foundation's strong.
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Got it.
Entering the promised land, this new phase of life. It's a huge change.
Yeah.
They needed to be internally strong and aligned for what was coming next.
Okay, so it's about getting ready internally. Like, what would that kind of preparation look like in our daily lives?
Think about it. If you were about to make a big career jump or embark on a personal transformation,
Okay.
wouldn't it make sense to take stock of where you are?
Yeah.
Clarify your goals, maybe even address those nagging doubts or fears
Oh, yeah.
that could hold you back.
The baggage we carry.
Yeah, exactly. That's sanctification in action, creating a solid internal foundation for the journey ahead.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Get your head in the game before you even take that first step.
you got it.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting to me.
Okay.
They're told to follow the Ark of the Covenant,
Mm-hmm.
this super sacred symbol, right
Mhm.
into the raging river.
Yeah.
When I first read this, I was struck by how radical that seemed.
Oh, yeah.
Just walk into a raging river.
Yeah.
It felt almost counterintuitive.
Well, that's the point.
Really?
Yeah, it was a test of faith.
Hmm.
The Ark represented their trust in divine guidance, their belief in something bigger than themselves,
Uh-huh.
even when the path ahead seemed illogical.
Or even dangerous.
Okay, so how does this idea of following the Ark translate to our modern lives?
Yeah.
What's our Ark when we're facing our own personal Jordans?
I think our arc is that deep inner knowing,
Okay.
that gut feeling that tells us this is the right way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Even if our logical mind is screaming, danger,
Yeah.
it's about trusting that inner compass,
Mm-hmm.
that guiding principle,
Yeah.
that mentor's advice that aligns with our deepest values.
So it's like taking a leap of faith based on something deeper than just what you see right in front of you.
Right.
They're trusting the unseen.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this is a big BUT Angstay, the river doesn't actually part until the priests carrying the ark take that first step into the water.
That's right.
Right.
That's such an important point. It highlights the power of action,
Mm-hmm.
of taking that initial step, even when you can't see the full outcome.
Yeah.
So often it's that first step, that leap of faith that sets the miracle in motion. Yeah, it's like until you step into the water, the possibility of the river party doesn't even exist.
Exactly.
But stepping in, taking that action, it's almost like you're giving the miracle permission to happen.
Absolutely. It's about moving from the planning stage to the action stage.
Right.
It's about that moment when you finally decide to apply for that dream job or start that creative project you've been putting off or have that difficult conversation that you've been avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
It takes courage to act when you can't see the whole path laid out.
Right.
But often that's precisely when the path starts to reveal itself.
Yeah, like you said, it's that first step,
Yeah,
that leap of faith
it is.
that often sets things in motion.
It does. And it's fascinating how, this first step isn't some reckless jump into the unknown.
Right.
The priests were following Joshua's instructions, right? which were based on a deep understanding of what they believed was God's promise.
Okay.
So it was a calculated risk,
Yeah.
a step of faith built on a solid foundation.
So it's not just blindly leaping into anything.
Right.
It's about making sure that leap is rooted in something you truly believe in.
Yeah.
Whether that's, your own experience or careful research or the advice of someone you trust.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then, of course, the miracle happens.
Right. The waters part.
The Israelites cross on dry ground. It's this incredible moment of divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a deeper lesson here.
Okay.
Even for those of us who might not, see things through that same spiritual lens.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the spectacle of the parting waters.
It is.
But thinking about it from a modern perspective, is there something more to learn here
Yeah.
beyond just the literal miracle?
Absolutely. Think about those times in your own life when things just fall into place
Yeah.
in ways you couldn't have predicted, like a sudden opportunity arises, a chance encounter leads to a breakthrough.
Okay.
Help arrives from an unexpected source.
Like when you've been wrestling with a problem for weeks.
Yes.
And then the solution just kind of appears out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Or you're feeling lost, and then a mentor seems to appear just when you need them most.
Yeah.
Those moments feel almost magical, right?
Exactly. And while it's tempting to just chalk it up to luck or coincidence,
Yeah.
I think it's important to pause and reflect on what led up to those breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
Often what feels like a miracle is actually the result of a lot of hard work,
Yeah.
preparation, and even, yes, a bit of luck.
So it's like we're setting the stage for the miracle to happen, even if we don't realize it at the time.
Yeah.
We're putting in the work,
Mm-hmm.
we're open to possibilities, and then boom, the waters part.
I love that the Israelites still had to prepare to cross,
Right.
to pack up their belongings, to follow the ark.
Yeah.
They had to act on their faith. The miracle was a response to their readiness
Mm-hmm.
and willingness to move forward.
And they had to trust their leader, Joshua,
Yes.
who was guiding them
Uh-huh.
based on his understanding of their faith. It wasn't just everyone running chaotically towards the river,
Exactly.
hoping for the best.
No, there was order. There was a plan.
Mm.
There was trust in their leadership. It wasn't just blind faith. It was informed faith.
Right.
And I think that's crucial. We often focus on the spectacle,
Yeah.
the wow moment of the miracle.
Mm-hmm.
But the story also emphasizes the importance of preparation,
Yeah.
guidance, and collective effort.
So bringing this back to our own Jordans.
Yes.
Those obstacles or challenges that we're facing,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about passively waiting for a miracle to happen.
No.
It's about preparing ourselves mentally and spiritually,
Yeah.
seeking guidance when we need it,
Yes.
trusting our intuition,
Mm-hmm.
and then taking action even when the whole path isn't clear.
And perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing and appreciating those moments.
Yeah.
When things do fall into place,
Mm.
being grateful for the support we receive, the opportunities that arise, and acknowledging that sometimes there are forces at work that we may not fully understand,
Yeah.
but that are working in our favor.
Yeah. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you're ready. You're taking the steps now. Let's see what we can do together.
Mm.
It becomes this amazing partnership between our efforts and something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into crossing the Jordan,
Mm.
what's the one thing you hope listeners really take away from this?
Mm.
What's that nugget of timeless wisdom that applies to all of us,
Right.
no matter what Jordan we're facing?
I think the core message is that these big transitions, even though they can be scary and challenging,
Right.
are also incredible opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
Think about it. The Israelites weren't just crossing a river.
Right.
They were stepping into a whole new chapter of their existence.
A whole new life.
And for us, those moments when we choose to face our flooded Jordans, to step into the unknown,
Yeah.
those are the moments that define who we become.
Yeah. It's like those challenges are pushing us to evolve to become more than we were before.
Yeah.
And you know what I find so encouraging about this story?
Yeah.
Is that it gives us a framework for navigating those changes.
Right.
It's not just about hoping for the best.
Yeah.
It's about actively participating in our own transformation.
Exactly. By embracing those principles we've been talking about,
Yeah.
faith, preparation, action, and gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
we can approach those transitions with more confidence,
Right.
knowing that we have the inner resources and the support to reach the other side.
Like we're not alone in those moments.
You are not.
We have our own arcs to guide us, our own internal compasses, our mentors, our values.
Mm.
And sometimes when we least expect it, the waters part, and we find ourselves exactly where we need to be.
It happens.
Now, before we go, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
What Jordan, are you facing right now?
Mm.
What goal feels daunting? What change feels overwhelming?
Yeah, take a moment to reflect on what it would take to sanctify yourself,
Yeah.
to really prepare mentally and spiritually for that leap.
Get ready.
What's your arc in this situation?
Yeah, what's going to guide you?
What principles, beliefs, or people will guide you across those turbulent waters?
And most importantly, what's that first step you can take today to move towards your promised land?
Yeah.
It might feel small, but remember, even the most impossible journeys begin with a single step.
They do.
So keep exploring, keep trusting, keep taking those steps. And until next time, happy crossing.